Welcome to our few moments together on the Parsha. This Shabbos we have the privilege of reading Parshas Chayei. The beginning of the Parsha, of course, doesn't talk so much about Chayei, the life of Sarah, as it does talk about the death of Sarah. As it says, Vatomas Sarah b'Kiryat Arba, that Sarah died in Kiryat Arba. Now the pasuk says, Vayavo Avraham lispod l'Sarah v'liv kosa. Avraham came to mourn over the loss of his life partner, over his wife Sarah, and to cry for her. But we all notice that the kaf in the word v'liv kosa, and to cry for her, is a diminutive chaf. It's a small little chaf. And as Rashi quotes, the idea is that he cried, he did what was required, but then went on. As the next pasuk says, Vayakom Avraham, and Avraham got up, me'al penei meso, from on the face of the beloved wife of his that passed away. When Sarah died, Rashi quotes the Tanchuma, it's a very frightening Tanchuma, which says that how did Sarah die? Sarah died because she heard that her son Yitzchak was just about to be slaughtered, and yet he wasn't, and the shock of the information caused her heart to leave her, and as the Rashi says, and he quotes the Tanchuma, Parcha nishmasa, her soul flew out. That itself requires a separate explanation, which is not our topic for today. Simply said, it implied that she realized she fulfilled her task. But Avraham heard about this, and he gets up, and he sees that he's lost his beloved wife, and the pasuk says, Vayakom Avraham me'al penei meso. He got up from the fact that his wife had passed away. The Sefer Minchas Oni points out, and this is what he really means to say, all of Bereshis is only to teach us what it means to be the children of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. What it means to be a member of Klal Yisrael. We learn from our forefathers how to deal with all sorts of situations, including the most difficult, the most hard to deal with tragedies that occur in a person's life. Each and every one of them, Vayakom Avraham. Most people would be put down, and we should feel the loss. There's no question. But ultimately, Vayakom Avraham. Avraham gets up. He rises from the depths of the tragedy and goes on to fulfill the responsibility of bringing Sarah to Kvudas Yisrael, of purchasing the Ma'aras HaMachpelah. That was his getting up. And in addition, he got up spiritually. He recognized the ultimate purpose of life, and that the physical existence that we have here on earth is not all that there is, but that the neshama lives on. And even though I'm sure the neshama of Avraham missed the physical presence of Sarah, Vayakom Avraham, he got up from his tragedy. Now this past week, the whole Jewish people suffered a terrible tragedy as another of the evil of the Nazis, Yimach Shemam V'Zichram, went into a place where Jews were trying to observe the Torah as they saw fit, and to keep the mitzvah as they saw fit, and were gunned down just because they were Jews. Nobody asked if they're Hasidic Jews, if they're Yeshivish Jews, if they're Kippas Ruga Jews. It's irrelevant. They were Jews, and they were shot and killed because they were Jews. And it's a terrible tragedy. But we should not lose faith or sight of the ultimate goal of the Jewish people, despite this terrible tragedy. and despite the fact that we must bring a light to the nations of the world, Vayakom, we have to get up, just like Avraham got up from his tragedy. We have to dig down and rise up. Whenever there's a tragedy in the land of Israel, if God forbid an individual, a soldier, a civilian, there's a terrorist attack, the fields are burned, whatever it is where the Jewish people suffer, one thing is clear. Vayakom Avraham, me al pnei meso. We too, each and every time. And over the history of the Jewish people, look at us. We've suffered many, many tragedies. And yet, we vayakom. We get up. We celebrate. We make weddings. We make brisson. We dance and we sing on Simchas Torah. We come on Shabbos to shul. We daven. We come every day. We daven. We learn Daf Yomi. Thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of Jews over the world are doing mitzvahs because vayakom. Each and every one of us gets up despite the tragedy. We get up, we dig in, and we go further, just as Avraham Avinu did. Vayakom Avraham me al pnei meso. We too can get up from the deepest of tragedies and rise and shine even greater, because Vayakom Avraham me al pnei meso. That's Klal Yisrael. Have a wonderful Shabbos.